work here. I've never traded. So, and that's a rule. Obviously, it would make very little sense for me to be doing that. I'm not a trader. I am a political junkie. What advice would you have for someone like me who really knows politics? I mean,
Right.
I probably more than the average person, but I'm not, I'm not this, awesome, political watcher. What advice would you have for someone like me who wanted to start trading?
Yeah, I mean, that's I think probably a pretty common sort of biography of a new predicted trader is someone with a deep interest in politics, maybe has even worked in politics, hasn't maybe done a lot of trading, might not be familiar with prediction markets. But I would advise you want to consume as much content as you can. Obviously, your first step is to subscribe to Old Bull TV and follow Old Bull TV on Twitter. But all these guys, and I mentioned a few of them before, but Star Spangled Gamblers and The Political Trade and Hard Factor and all these guys that they might not always be right. They might not even be right more than they're wrong. But you want to consume as much of that content as you get to get a sense of how people are thinking about going from a political thesis to a tradable idea, right? So I think that Biden has unheralded support in Arizona because of some demographic change or whatever it is that I sort of am privy to because I'm a political junkie or I used to work for someone in whatever office. Not that it's insider knowledge, but it's maybe not sufficiently distilled in the marketplace. So that's sort of your general political thesis that Biden's chances in Arizona are underappreciated. Going from that to how do I go and trade that? I think that's where you want to go. Follow a lot of these folks that are actually watching these markets day to day. You can look at the message boards on PredictIt, but you don't want to go by the message boards on PredictIt. In fact, if anything, they're kind of a counter indicator. People obviously don't always want to steer you in the right direction on those message boards, but find the folks on Twitter that follow this and chat about this stuff. Find the YouTube channels, the podcasts, and you want to, as we were talking about before, you want to divorce yourself as fully as possible from those political biases, because everyone has them, and political junkies or political professionals probably more so have them. That's why they're involved in politics a lot of the time, is because they have some political passion. Maybe it's they're an issue specific advocate, or they worked for a politician of one stripe or the other. So recognize that it's hard to fully divorce yourself from them. And then I think find markets. We talked a little bit about, do you trade the event or do you trade the market? Do you trade the traders, right? Do you try to find something that's undervalued given its inherent likelihood, its intrinsic value of more likely than the odds are suggesting to pan out? Or do you trade the swings? If you can find markets where you have those multiple ways to win, right? So I see an event is trading at 20 and I don't think it's necessarily going to happen, but I think it's got more than a 20% chance, maybe a 40% chance that's undervalued. I also see, a week out and 2 weeks out, there's going to be a catalyst. There's going to be this news drop. There's going to be a new poll that's going to kind of shake up the odds a little bit. And can it go that much lower than 20? Well, maybe, but it seems more likely if there's volatility, it would go up. So get into positions like that where you've got multiple ways to win. You can either ride the swings, or you can say, well, you know what, even if it pushes down a little bit, I'm comfortable holding it to settlement because I think there is this intrinsic fundamental greater than 20% chance of it happening. So those would be, I think, my suggestions. Try and understand the markets, watch the markets before you jump in, consume as much content as you can, and find those multiple paths to victory.